This piece, Beset by Memories, I created when I first moved down to Phoenix. And it was a combination of memories and pictures that I had from Jordan, specifically of the Jordanian marketplace, and combining that with my new setting in Phoenix. So having just moved down to Phoenix, I was feeling that everything was strange and new, and I was also at a point in my life where I had just left grad school, but I didn't really know what I was doing next, and I was kind of floating, kind of wandering, didn't really have a purpose, and was living with my sister and brother-in-law at the time. So I didn't have my own kind of setup, my own place to belong, didn't have any community, and so I felt very rootless. And one of the central questions that I was asking myself during this time was, where do I belong? Which would be reasonable to be asking when you just move someplace, right? Because there is no sense of real belonging. And of course, as a third culture kid, somebody who grew up in a country that was not my country of nationality or the country in which my parents grew up, and struggled with various identities, specifically trying to fit in between being an American and being in an Arab society. I've asked this question a lot, but it kind of came especially to the fore during this time when I made this piece. I had also moved 3 states, or rather 3 times in the past 3 years, which is indicative of a somewhat kind of nomadic lifestyle that I don't really settle in a place. But that aside, how did I make this piece, and why did I make it the way that I did? Well, I made it with layers. So, like I said, I combined the various images. I would lay down some washes of acrylic and then a layer on top of that, and then a layer again on top of that. And so the first layer might be the wash of acrylic. The second layer might be the part of the fragments of a scene from Jordan, and then the third layer might be laying on top of that the fragments of a scene from Phoenix. And I don't even know, in some places there might be 3 or 4 layers, but basically I was sort of trying to mimic the way that the brain layers memory and kind of even layers current memories, kind of stores current memories somewhat alongside past memories, and that sometimes even our sense of space, our sense of place, and our sense of belonging, which ties directly into that sense of place, can kind of become a combination, even a confused kind of mess of these various locations that we've spent time in. There's also in this piece, largely through the gesture or the posture of the figure, of the main figure, a sense of nostalgia. And the past, in nostalgia, the past suffuses the present, and there's kind of a longing to recreate the past. And so excess nostalgia can obviously be a bad thing. But I don't believe that nostalgia itself is. I think nostalgia can be a useful state of mind, because it can lead us to create a new type of recurrence, you could say, of the past in our future. So anyway, that is the piece Beset by Memories. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it.